welcome to Awakening Autonomously. That's pretty much the ignoring ignorance way, is how can we take charge of our own life autonomously? And that really begins with change. And change is the topic tonight. The dragonfly spirit is here to usher in how can we begin to deal with change. Change always ensues with an ending, because you can't really change something without putting something to rest or moving on from something, or maybe just making a pivot or an improvement, making something more efficient. Changing is a way to evolve our human consciousness. So why is it that we struggle with change? It's one of those things that we're so fearful of change. And we can pretty much see since the pandemic how much life has changed so instantaneously, from sudden loss of death, restrictions with work, socializations, how we go back and reintroduce ourselves into society, how businesses are operating, how are we going to go forward, what is going on with the state of affairs, politics. Everything is constantly changing, but yet we as humans continue to struggle. So how can we awaken autonomously and be able to start finding how we can let go of the things that we cannot control in order to nurture the things that we can? And that's the power of change. And the dragonfly is generally just a great spirit to help us see through the illusions that are around us. So tonight we have spirit animals to our left and to our right. Let's see what we got. The Lamb of Innocence. When we haven't made a change and it's our first time. Now that can be extremely scary. Our card to the right, the Peacock. We can really see that Peacock is really accentuating the change colors that are going on here. The peacock is, if you've ever heard a peacock, they're really loud and vocal. So they are saying that they are seasoned with change, because every year they drop their feathers to grow their feathers. Now peacocks are male and peahens are the females. So this is definitely a masculine energy that we're bringing in with the peacock. So this is more of an action-oriented aspect. So if you're picking the path to your left, the lamb is saying that maybe this is a new change that you haven't even begun to even process or think about. Maybe this is just too much right now, or you're just kind of really cool with just kind of hanging out with your people and you really haven't really stepped beyond your normal comfort zone. And maybe life right now is kind of forcing you to think that maybe you need to make a change in order to honor yourself in your autonomous journey, because we can't just always put our needs aside for everyone else in the group, the pack, however that aspect is. And the lamb is also a young sheep. So this is like a baby, this is the innocence. So this might be like, when someone feels like they're just about to go to college, or they're about to buy their first home, doing the first, like that first step. So whatever that is, it's time to get good with the innocence of saying it's okay to feel like you don't know what the fuck you're doing. But that doesn't mean that you should stop from doing that. So as long as we take those steps to change, it's definitely going to make things a lot easier to gain that experience. Here with the peacock is all about being able to demonstrate that transformation and that growth that we've had from the change. So with that aspect of beauty and also your third eye, you can even see in the feathers here that this could be a third eye activation, or being able to see things with a new perspective. So, or an enhancement of your psychic gifts or abilities. So this could definitely be more of a spiritual transition of change that you're taking in your life right now. And sometimes we need to embrace that masculine energy to give that extra oomph to get us going, because sometimes it's really easy to stay in our comfort zone and in the comforts of our home, when we really need to kind of force ourselves into that uncomfortable place to see what we're really capable of. So tonight, let's pull a card and see what, there we go, that was fast. All right, Libra, that's like honestly the worst card. I hate getting this card when someone's asking me about choices and changes and what path they should take. Everything is about the scales right now. This card, it does not help in the sense that it's saying that you're still kind of at that fulcrum of which side is better than the other side. You're still making a list of your pros and cons. So with change, this card can definitely tell us the adjustment, the 8. It's all about finding that power, the infinity of the wisdom. There's a lot of different ways that we can look at perceptions or truths and realities, and whether it's from your perspective or someone else's perspective, and the domino effect continues. Change is something that you got to see that there are timelines out there that are already being played out. So even if you're picking one, this other path is continuing to travel as well, regardless of how you believe, feel, or think about your dogmatic systems of how this all works. Like basically, however you want to go forward in your life, the adjustment is your autonomous choice. And no one likes to say that they're in charge or it's your responsibility, that this is on you, whether this works out or not. So whether this works out or not, that's our autonomous responsibility to take charge and take control. So you got to weigh the pros and cons of the decision. You know, we need to take that masculine energy and actually take an action step forward. And this is saying, the Lamb is also saying that it's okay if you've never done this before. It is okay. Everyone has to begin with change at some point in their life. And I think that that's really what evolves our human consciousness, is that ability to really step outside our comfort zone, to just leap beyond, to ignore our ignorance. We can't begin ignoring our ignorance until we begin to know what it is that we know and how we can challenge that by learning something that we don't. Learning new skills will help us change and evolve and adapt and grow perspectives and nurture ourselves, and maybe also find that compassion that we need for others around us that maybe aren't so experienced. There's nothing more irritating than someone who's been really versed in travel and change, and next thing you know, you're dealing with someone who's like never even left their hometown. You need to find patience, Mr. Peacock. You can't be judging the lamb. And lamb, you can't be saying that the loud peacock is really scary and you're gonna go run away. No, no, no. Stop blaming the other side and start taking responsibility that there is wisdom from both animals that we can take tonight for the change that we are seeking this week to move forward. And for our final card, to see how we can cap off this theme of change and how we can do it autonomously, we gotta slow down. This turtle energy is definitely coming to let us know that the emotions can be channeled into our physical reality. We will be able to really slow down and see the path forward. If we are so busy running really fast or talking da 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 da, one, we're not listening, we're not seeing, we're not observing, we're not feeling what's going on in our environment. So slowing down tonight is definitely going to be the theme in how to deal with change. Just because change is coming, it doesn't mean that you have to do it fast. You can still change at the pace that you need to change in order to make sure that you have the rest, the nutrition, the mental capacity and stamina to withstand whatever emotional disturbances and physical changes, whether it's moving your environment, interstate moves, switching careers, choosing to expand your family, marriage. Any big life decision doesn't need to be done under the gun. You are able to take the autonomous control and find a way to move at your own drumbeat. And it's kind of like the lamb. Eventually you grow up and either you're accepted part of your pack or you become the black sheep. And speaking from being the black sheep in the family, I can totally relate to what it feels like to be on both sides of these journeys and to know that sometimes you have to follow your own beat of the drum. And that change is really scary, especially when you feel like maybe your environment, your peers, your spouse, whomever that you associate with on a day-to-day basis is not fully supporting your new endeavor, your new journey into the unknown spiritual realms of magic and mystery. Or maybe it's just that career change that you just don't want to do what you signed up to do, and that is okay. So I'm letting you know that it is okay to change, and it's our power and our way to evolve, to take that autonomous control and to change. So I appreciate you all joining in to just leap beyond our fears to find a way to change autonomously. If you want to dig deeper into how you can make those changes in your life, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to help and guide you along the way. I offer a free 15-minute consult to see if there's anything that I can do to help you. So if there's anything that I can do to assist along your journey, I hope the words tonight helps you with easing in the transitions of change. And I thank you for ignoring ignorance. Have a great, great week.